This is for a demonstration of water-soluble hydrogen tablets. I'm using tap water, 7 pH, 9.7 degrees Celsius. The large glass is 500 milliliters, the middle is 375, and the smallest is 250. I'm starting a timer. This is all done in live time. I'm using Rejuvenation hydrogen tablets with 80 milligrams of magnesium. I will be testing levels in this beaker using H2 blue. You fill the beaker to 6 milliliters. Every drop of H2 blue represents 0.1 parts per million of molecular hydrogen. Because this video is to demonstrate the cloud of hydrogen that appears in the beverage and the supersaturation when the cloud is present, I will be staggering 3 minutes between each. We're at 1 minute into the timer. We'll start the large glass. As you can see, a thick cloud of gas is forming. Now, we're limited by technology here. The human eye is much more sensitive than any camera or computer monitor, but by the eye you can see very erratic patterns of movement in the gas. It's moving around almost against the laws of physics, definitely not in a way that liquid would be flowing, like a cloud. We're approaching 2.5 minutes into this. The tablet is rising to the surface. It should be fully reacted within roughly 20-30 seconds. I will start the middle tablet right now. This tablet is fully dissolved. It's important to pour very carefully. Any mixing will disrupt the cloud. That was 20 drops. $30 drops. $35 drops. $40. It reduced but not completely, somewhere between 40 and 45 drops. Now we're just finishing the middle container. And we're about to start the small. So as you can see, just in the few seconds that I allowed the cloud to start dissipating, and a slightly sloppier pour, this definitely has less hydrogen than the larger volume. That's 25. Now that is 30. We're getting very close to the last one. Alright, the last glass is That's 20. Now we'll see the 35 did fully reduce. It took a while. This is 3.6. I can tell this has a lot of hydrogen in it just by looking at the liquid. That's 4.5. It's reducing pretty much instantly, as you can see, which is why I'm adding so much per time. This is going to reduce. That's 5.5. That's reducing, so that's 6 parts per million. That's 6.5. So it didn't fully reduce, somewhere between 6.5 and 7. Now the interesting part, this has been out of frame for a second. As you can see, the hydrogen's greatly clearing up. It's not as white as the other liquids, as the other containers that I added the tablet to later. Once the cloud dissipates, we're going to be returning closer to a level around what atmospheric pressure can get. There's 1 ppm. So it's almost reduced. So you can see that's 1.3 parts per million. We might get 4. That's with some disturbance. Waiting 10 minutes. So hydrogen's been dissipating. It partially reduced that drop, so we're somewhere between 1.3 and 1.4 parts per million in the 500 milliliter glass. And we're at 14.5 minutes. So this is 10 minutes. Oh, that reduced. So 1.4. Likewise, slow. That looks like it's reducing. Just need to mix it a bit better. So if we're not mixing these waters, we're going to stay in the 1.4 to 2 parts per million ratio, depending on volume, temperature of the water, and how calm it is, for roughly an hour. So this is now fairly stable. That reduced to the 1.6. So we're at 1.6 at least, maybe 1.7 or 8. Because this is cooler than room temperature. No, it didn't seem to want to reduce after the 1.6. Somewhere between 1.6 and 1.7. Now, it does matter. The surface area of the beverage is not... that plays a role on top of the volume and the temperature. So, that all plays a role with the water. But regardless, other technology, hydrogen infusion machines get around 1 ppm. They're $5,000 often. Ionizers range from a couple thousand to 5,000. They get 0.1 to 0.5 parts per million. This is a portable tablet that can supersaturate to 5, 6, 7 ppm in small volumes of water, over 4 ppm when the cloud is present in a half a liter, and then maintain full saturation of 1.6 ppm for an hour. This product is incomparable. People don't have to spend thousands of dollars. They can bring it with them to a friend's house, to a restaurant when they go traveling for business or vacation. There are so many advantages to this product.